Hey up viewers and viewers, my name is John Strategist and welcome back to another little indie horror. This is The Colossus is Coming. This is an indie horror game that I found on itch.io along with, a lot of the ones that I've been playing fairly recently here on the channel. This one's apparently about 15 to 20 minutes, so another little short one that we can probably do in one sitting, which can then just, go into the indie horror playlist and all that. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one actually, because it looks very interesting from the screenshots and the description of it is also quite striking, to put it that way. Apparently it's quite experimental. It's a bit of almost a bit like an art project, this one, in the sense that it's heavily inspired by sort of like music and things like that. So it's heavily inspired by the music of a particular band or studio or something. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it should be, I don't know, kind of interesting to look at. People saying that apparently it's very, very kind of experimental and very atmospheric. So I'm looking forward to it because you know me, I do love a good friggin' horror game that can rely very much on atmosphere over anything else. I am just going to put subtitles on there because why the hell not? Do we want motion blur though? I don't know about motion blur. I might just take that off for the time being. So I don't really know much else about this one. As you'll see, it's got that very distinct grainy black and white aesthetic. Let's just throw ourselves in and see where we end up, ladies and gents. Okay. Static. A Fire Games production, folks. I wonder if it'll tell us what music it's sort of based off. Based on the music of Auric Echoes, there you go. So I'm kind of curious to see what this is going to be like. How this is going to play out. Ooh. Okay, well, we've got a... Oh, right, we're actually in-game. Oh, look at that. The Colossus is Coming, an interactive expansion to the Auric Echoes album. That's how it's described. So, yeah, Lord knows what this is going to be like. So we seem to be in this forest. It's very grainy, it's very black and white. Oh, we can move around. What's that there? Some sort of cassette player? I think in this game you have to find cassettes or something. I think is that one right there? Can I sort of interact with that? I don't think so. Gramophone. Oh. Well, I can switch that on. Didn't realise I could do that. Alright. What's that there? Can I crouch? Can I jump? There is a sprint, which is a bit alarming. Oh, hello. Cassette tape. So apparently the idea is you have to find these cassette tapes in order to reveal the story. Go look at this little space we're in. What's that do? Oh, it's like a piece of a statue? Interesting. Oh, what's with the grandfather clock? Huh. Okay, weird. Very peculiar. Oh, there's a statue. Wait a minute. Oh no, it's there. I was looking at it thinking, wait, hold on a sec. What's going on? Okay, sorry, I was just apologies for that little jump cut there. I just wanted to check the settings just to see if the resolution was okay, but because there's like big black bars along the top and bottom there. But I think that's just the way the game is. I think it's meant to be very sort of cinematic, kind of. So I don't know. We'll see how that shows up on the video. Cassette player. Can I put this in here? Inserting. That says it should say inserting. What's
It's coming. Play the tapes.
1 of 5. It's coming, play the tapes. What's coming? The Colossus? Oh god. I feel like oh. Wait a minute. There's another one over there. It's about... Oh. You were not there before. Are you the Colossus? You're probably bad. You're probably going to be extremely dangerous, aren't you? I'm just going to keep my eye on you.
So yeah, I was going for a walk the other day. It was nice out. It was a little bit cold, but not too bad. But on the walk, I came across the figure, maybe 20 feet away from me. He was really skinny, slender, just super tall. He was wearing all black.
Slenderman?
And he seemed like he was hurt. Not like a physical hurt, but like tormented.
Oh.
He was all hunched over, looking at the ground. I yelled out, see if I can get his name, see if he was feeling okay. But there was no response. He didn't say anything. He didn't actually really acknowledge I was there. He just kept staring at the ground. So we stood there, about 20 feet between us.
Sorry if I'm not talking much, but...
Not actually quite. Sure, I don't remember much.
I just don't want to interrupt anything, that's all.
Then the weird thing happened. He just started walking towards me. There was no provocation, he just started walking. Quite slowly, that especially for a man of his stature. He didn't look up to see me, he didn't make eye contact, he just kept walking. I got this strange sense of unease, dread.
Okay.
I'm not sure why, but I just turned around and started to run. I knew I had to get as far away from whatever this person was as I could.
Was that there before?
So I started running, and I felt like I was running fast. So I turned around to look at the figure, expecting to see something chasing me. But what I saw was just him walking. He didn't match my pace. He wasn't running after me. He just looked at the ground and kept walking.
It's 2 of 5. I just noticed as well the gramophone disappeared.
And I kept running.
Oh god, that noise. Jesus, that was particularly loud, wasn't it? Okay, I'm a bit creeped out, not gonna lie. Wheelchair. Was that there before? Things are changing. By the looks of it, we're basically limited to just this little area that's fenced it. Oh! Well, the freaking gramophone's now over there. Okay, yeah, things are changing. But the cassette player is probably going to stay in the same location. Alright, well, oh. Never mind. 3 of 5 is now over here. Why is the gramophone off over here? And you better not fucking move, alright? I can keep activating it whenever I see it, though. Because I was able to activate it a moment ago. What else has changed? There's a bone there. I don't know if that was always there. What is this thing, though? Is that like a fucking picture? Or a friggin' package for like a vinyl record or something, I don't know. Well, we can't really hear much coming from this thing. Alright. Probably bad. It's probably very bad to be activating that. I don't know if there's any like monsters or anything in this game, but we'll see. Alright. Ah, that seems... The gramophone disappeared. Wait, where's it gone now?
I don't exactly remember how long I'd run for, but it had to have been at least a half hour. I was really tired, I had to stop, and I came upon an old man, and he was sitting on a bench. He looked really peaceful and content. I asked him if I could join him, sitting down, and he said yeah. So I sat next to the old man, and he asked me why I was running, and I told him. And he said that was a really silly reason to be running. I didn't really say anything back. I just kind of looked onward. He turned and told me not to be scared. And I told him I'd do my best. We sat there for a while without talking. Eventually he says, "Hey kid." And I say, "Yeah." He says, "Do you see that over there?" And he raises his arm and points out a finger at nothing. And I say, "No, I don't."
Sorry if you can hear me sipping tea.
He says, "Oh, never mind then." I just put my head down confused. I sat there and thought for a minute or two. But then I realized, I never actually got the guy's name. So I looked up and started to ask. But, I mean, like, just like that, the man was gone.
Oh.
I didn't know what to do at that point.
It's getting dark.
So I just got up and started running again.
Oh god, now I have a flashlight. Are you serious? A torch, rather? Also, just noticed skulls. Skulls and bones. Like, was that there before? And was that one there before? I don't like this. This is getting very dark. It's very different to what I expected. Okay, well, number 4. Cassette number 4 is here. I'm just wondering, has the gramophone showed up anywhere else? Because it was originally on the table, then it appeared on the bench. But I don't see it anywhere else. And I don't like the noises that I'm hearing in the background either. They're a bit fucking weird. I have no idea what to expect in terms of where this is going, but let's see. Alright, cassette. Number 4.
At a point, it felt like I was running with more force than I ever have in my entire life. My stomach burned, my chest felt like a drum. With every single step, I was packing down the
Drink tea whilst listening to this.
I just couldn't stop. The momentum was too much. But no matter how fast I ran, it was always just walking. Anytime I turned my head, anytime I closed my eyes, he somehow gained ground. No matter what kind of lead I had or thought I had, whenever I looked back, he was right there. So I just stopped looking, and I kept running. I had to keep moving, one foot, then the other.
I'm just worried that a figure is going to appear at some point here. I'm just going to turn around. It's going to be like a figure watching me from behind the rocks or something. Oh god, or from up in the trees. At least the statue hasn't moved. Alright, well that was 4 of 5. Question. Oh. Well, there's 5 of 5 right there. Was that bone always there before? I don't even know. I've no idea. Statue, tell me. Tell me your secrets. Alright, fine. Did I just hear like a... Oh. I thought I heard like glass smashing. Was it that lamp? Was that there before? That lamp? God. I feel like I'm tripping out. I don't feel like that skull was there before either. What is going on? I'm freaking out here. I'm a bit worried now about putting this final tape in, because I'm a bit concerned that something is going to happen. I'm pretty sure that skull was not there before either. Alright, fine. What do you got for me?
I was more tired than you could ever imagine. My heart was pounding, my chest felt like it was on fire. I just had to stop, catch my breath. I bent over, rested my hands on my knees. I was starting to feel a bit cold out. I pushed off from my knees and stared straight up. Then I turned around. The figure was still there, about 20 feet from me. He was still walking really slowly towards me, but I couldn't really bring myself to run anymore. I just stared at him as he walked up to me. But about 3 feet away from me, he just stopped. We made eye contact for a moment or two. His face was a lot softer than I remember. After that moment or two, the figure squatted down. He sat on the ground, his long legs crisscrossed. I had followed him.
What?
We just sat there, looking at each other. And then he looked at me, and he said, you know you don't have to run from me, right? His voice was a lot lighter than I expected.
Where's this going?
And I said, yeah. He asked me if I was scared, and I said yeah. And then he asked me why. I thought for a moment. I just told him I didn't know. He told me that was okay, but that I really didn't have to be worried. And I said I know. He was really nice to talk to. We sat there for another moment or two, silent. Then the figure stood up, and I followed right behind him. He told me he'd be back to see me again someday, and I asked him when. He stopped, thought for a second, before turning back and simply responding with, someday. I said okay.
Okay.
Then he turned to leave, but before he could, I stopped him. Excuse me, sir, I asked. I never did quite catch your name. He turned back to me, and then he told me. Then he carried on his way.
Right.
I
Okay.
watched the tall frame disappear into the distance until I was there all alone.
Got some of the background noises. I just
Taking the cold air.
can't tell if it's the cassette tape or if it's something actually in the woods.
So I turned around and I walked home.
5 of 5. What's going to happen now, though? Hello? Are things changing? Oh god, you now have a skull in that hand. Of course you do. There's a radio. The breeze is picking up. I'm a bit worried. What's going on? Hello? Oh, there's the gramophone. Hello? Oh. I heard that. What's going on? I don't like it. I'm getting chills up my spine here. The story was weird, but... Gramophone, protect me. Grandfather clock? Don't do anything. Just stay right there. Oh! What is that noise? Hello? Please be light again. I don't like the fact that it's dark and I can hear all kinds of weird shit. Oh. Well, that was a big fucking tree that just went down. What's causing that? Is it the Colossus? Oh. The Colossus is coming. You were distracted by 3 of 3 gramophones. You chose to welcome and accept the Colossus. What? Hello, I just wanted to make this quick message to thank you for taking the time to engage with this short experience I made. I do really appreciate you being here to support my artistic efforts as I continue to evolve as both a game developer and as a musician. I really don't think I'd be here making the things I am with you all being here. If you weren't aware, I am both the creator of Fire Games as well as the musical artist behind Aura Geckos. It actually isn't a standalone game, rather an interactive extension to my latest album entitled The Colossus Coming. It's an art rock, experimental rock album I've been writing and recording over the past couple of years, and apparently I can't talk properly this afternoon. It's a project that truly means the world to me. There's a lot of influences ranging from electronic music to contemporary jazz and noise rock. I think that's not quite spelt correctly there, but I greatly appreciate you giving the album a listen. If you're fans of musical artists like Radiohead or Bjork, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's available on every major streaming service. I would also like to ask you possibly to donate to me in my studio. This way I can continue to make the art that I love while going through college and onward. Any amount of money or any number of music streams are more helpful than you could ever imagine. With all that said, thank you again for being here, making my life just a bit better for it. You're all amazing, Connor Rush. Okay, well I guess that's it then. So, yeah, quite short, that. But it did have atmosphere. There we go, right. It's coming back, presumably, to the main menu now. There we are, yeah. Well, that did have atmosphere to it. And, you know, there wasn't a lot. It was essentially just picking up tapes, listening to them, and then freaking out as the environment around you changes. But, you know what? Interesting stuff. And if this is the kind of thing you're creating, Connor Rush, certainly very interesting. I'd be interested to know what else you can create with your game developing skills and all that, if on the, off chance you are watching this video. But, the sound design I think was kind of on point there. The voice acting wasn't too bad. I thought it was quite good. And, certainly at the very end there when it got night and there's all like the little noises in the background, I did start to freak out a bit. So, yeah, no overt kind of jump scares or anything like that. But, you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again in relation to horror games. Sometimes I like horror games that can scare through atmosphere alone without the need for like cheap jump scares and blood and gore and things like that. And this one, certainly had a bit of atmosphere. And I think probably also what contributed to that sense of dread that I felt was probably the fact that I was like, what the heck are we doing here? Why am I here? What's going on? Questions like that. So yeah, very much an experimental little title there, ladies and gents. And I think, as a kind of concept for something, it's certainly interesting. So, Connor Rush, if you're out there watching this, good job. Take some encouragement from that. What am I trying to say? Other than that, that's what I'm trying to say. Not in other words. Other than that, basically, I think we'll wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you enjoyed that. Facebook and Twitter links are down below for my General Red Strategist social media profiles if you want to see those, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested in that. And if you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. But other than that, hope you'll join me for some more indie horror sometime soon. I don't know what I'll do next, but we'll see. Obviously, I've got Doorways at the moment as well, which I'm trying to upload as bonus content, so, stay tuned for some of that on the channel too. But other than that, goodbye everybody. I don't know what that was, but I'm not sure. Head full, navigator, and take our depth up to 100 meters. And through the hole, thread the needle. Navigator. Right. This feels like a big section again, this does. I mean, it's been steady sailing so far, no particular threats, nothing like that. Fairly straightforward path, even if it was a bit kind of hard to find at first. Now down we go. Descend a little bit. We are kind of going at full speed here. Right. Just keep moving forward. No! This is bad.